welcome back to ETM, the Masquerade. So, last episode we met the council and they were not so pleased with us, it seemed like. But what are you going to do? We talked our way out of it, so that was good. And we found out that apparently the second player that eventually maybe we will get to play is going to be this Patrick character. So, let's see. We're still on the night one. Up in the air in Queens. I've brought myself some time finding Reynard and scram out of the city before the Camarilla catches on. The only trouble is this caitiff stuck clinging to my back, which honestly is kind of my own fault. I need to figure out how to shake him off. So, it seems like our plan is to maybe abandon our sire. I saw that there's the Anarch movement, so the Anarchs are kind of the resistance towards the Camarilla. There's also the Sabbat, maybe they will also come up, we'll see. But for now, let's jump in this up in the air chapter. We might need air to nourish our vitae. We might not need air to nourish our vitae, but I still let out a sigh of relief when the doors to the Elysium slam shut behind us. Talk about a crew of entitled assholes, holed up in their ivory towers, sneering at kindred, just scraping by to make dead ends meet. I hope they get a nice, sharp stake to the foot. But hey, it's all good. My golden words and silver tongue managed to buy me some time to find Reynard and get the hell out of Dodge before these clowns catch on to what we've already hit the West Coast. The only hiccup for now is Patrick. Keep making that face at me and it might just stick that way. Then maybe it's time you shut your eyes, pal, and let me navigate us to our destination. Just give it a 10 count before peeping. I would rather we didn't. He pauses, mid-sentence. Actually, on second thought, that might just top the chart as the worst suggestion I've been privy to tonight. And believe me, it has some heavy competition. Don't worry, there's more to come. I haven't played my final card yet. Stay optimistic. I whirl around, his exasperated sigh chasing after me. Be what may, this caitiff's tick gotta go. Look, the sun is about to rise. We can pick up this little dance of ours again tomorrow night, okay? Let's get moving. My haven isn't even in that part of town. Hold up, what does that mean, your haven? Alright, hear me out. I get this whole thing. It's a bit of a pain for the both of us. Trust me. I have no more desire to mind you than you have to be minded. But let's rewind for a second. You were the one who picked me out at Elysium and got us both into this mess. If I let you out of my sight, things will get properly unpleasant for me, and believe me, I am speaking from experience. But you will be torn to shreds by Kadir's hounds before you could say oops, and they'll sniff you out sooner rather than later. This is a stone-cold fact. So, how about we skip the theatrics and you tag along to a place I know is safe. We can regroup and figure out our next move come nightfall. He stops mid-sentence, fingers crossed for what is the kindred version of his stroke. Maybe I could slip away and get to my RV. No, your RV is completely off the table. Don't like that he's like pushing us around. Like obviously we want to be the one in control here. So let's just say my RV is just fine. The fuck is wrong with my RV? Valerie took her sweet time turning it inside out. Plus the spot you chose for parking isn't exactly an epitome of safety, putting it mildly. It's a fortress on wheels. Steel shutters and everything. It's kept me from turning to ash so far, hasn't it? What does the parking spot suddenly matter? Believe me, these nights, location is everything. He stays silent for a moment, likely thinking he's gained the upper hand in our verbal spar. I still count it as my win. Nevertheless, he starts yapping again soon after. In any case, we need a place to rest, and my haven is the safest choice. I'd really hate to resort to violence, but don't presume I won't drag you there if it needs arise. It's your call. Every time I don't get a say, it somehow turns out to be my call. Come on, what do you think I'll do? Run away? Obviously. Oh, ye little faith. Oh, ye of little faith. Would I try to bail on you on Christmas night? Your sticking around might just count as a true holiday miracle. And no, I don't bank on holiday miracles. If you are under my impression, I'll let you out of my sight. Then you are not paying attention. If you're under the impression I'll let you out of my sight, then you're not paying attention. Come, let's not dilly-dally. Dilly-dally? Did they embrace him in a Dickens novel? Talk about being charming. Alright. After you. Stubborn as I am, it turns out, Mr. Thin and mean over there is just as immovable. Arguing seems futile. Time for a different approach. I toss him a thoughtful glance, noticing him leisurely fidgeting with one of those ugly rings adorning every conceivable part of his hands. What a jerk. My gang would eat him alive, but I can deal with him on my own just fine. All I need is a bit of inspiration. After a quick look around, a couple of schemes start to take shape. The bouncer looks easy to fool. What about a magic trick? Let's play the Hungry as Hell card. That's Hungry as Hell. I spy with my little eyes a handful of mortals daring to navigate the frosty streets. Many of them stagger along on the frozen sidewalks, where from the ice or generous helpings of alcohol they've indulged in earlier. It's quite tempting, scene. I'm not exactly famished. I managed to grab a bite on the road before hitting New York, but the caitiff is in the dark about that, and honestly, I'm pretty skilled at acting the part of the hungry predator, if I do say so myself. I halt abruptly, allowing a series of convulsive twitches to seize me. What's with the drama now? I'm feeling off. I haven't fed in a bit. It's starting to get to me. I don't think I can handle it much longer. You're telling me you cannot endure for a few more hours? No. With my clan, hunger hits differently. It's swift and merciless. It's just how we are. Been there once, never want to go back. He shoots me a look filled with skepticism, but I just mimic a shiver, my body quaking as if I'm starving. Yeah, I'm lying alright, but he doesn't know that. Ravenous are a rare sight, practically unheard of around here or anywhere really. So in his eyes, my performance could very well be genuine. To further my agenda, I press a hand to my temple, my eyes tracking a solitary figure puffing away in a nearby nook. Had that Valerie skank not blindsided me, I might have... Alright, enough. Just make it quick. I'll stay close, just in case. We make our way to the isolated figure. Patrick positions himself to block any escape, while I face our target. The guy blows out a cloud of smoke, his eyes dazed, mumbling under his breath. Sorry, pal. I lean in as if I want to give him the kiss, but instead I push him hard, sending him stumbling straight into Patrick's open arms. And, just like that, the guy topples to the ground while the caitiff somehow remains upright despite being thrown off balance. It's my cue to seize the moment and zoom away in the opposite direction, pushing my legs as fast as they'll go. I have no idea where I'm going, but solitude sounds perfectly right now. Even after everything tonight, it looks like I am on the roll. Must be that ravenous charm working its magic. I instantly regret my choice the moment I dash into an alleyway. A dodgy crew handling crates that seem to be filled with combat gear snaps their attention towards the moment I make my entrance, and they've seen my inhuman speed. Shit. Caleb, look! Her again? Seriously, what the hell? Once is a fluke, twice an awfully fucked up coincidence, and I've seen too much to believe in those. It's that raggedy bitch! I told you I wasn't seeing things! Not now, for fuck's sake! I've got eyes! Squat! To your position! They begin to circle me, exchanging nods. It's only then I notice their tactical gear and the unmistakable outline of wooden stakes. Is this the infamous Special Affairs Division? Seriously, fuck my unlife. Reynard was spot on. I'm always too quick to pop the champagne. Back off, would you? This isn't going to end well for you. Shut your filthy gobleech. He whips out a stake to compensate for his shaky tone. I'm not one for head-on combat, but it's way past the time for cunning. From the side! No! Now! They come at me all at once, with their attacks surprisingly coordinated for such a well-equipped team. That disarray is the only reason I might survive this. As a flash of heat surges through me, their movements seem to slow down. I grab the first one by the arm. As he swings from knife at me, driving my nails into his armpit, everything turns a shade of red. I find disturbingly pleasant. Next I leap and spin, taking the squeaky girl down with a kick that leaves her neck at the grotesque angle, her body crumbling to the ground. Their leader waves his stake in hesitation, searching for an opening. Bring it on, you undead whore! I don't give him the chance. In an instant, I am at his throat. Tearing and dripping, his blood washes over my skin like a hot shower. It feels comforting. As the chaos fades, there I am, perfectly unharmed amidst the carnage, swept up in the rush of victory. Tonight is definitely my night. But then reality strikes, quite literally. Knocked onto my knees and suddenly dazed. I scramble to get up. I need to get out before the caitiff catches up. As I try to rise, a kick sends me sprawling. Another thug, one that I missed, sits on top of me, stake in hand, aimed straight at my heart. I react instantly, bucking my hips and reaching for his elbow, ready to tear and rip, but I can't. And I don't have to. Suddenly, hands encircle the thug's necks, twisting in a complete circle, reminiscent of some horror movie owl. He drops beside me, lifeless, as the caitiff casually retrieves the stake. So hunger took you out, huh? Piss off. I believe "thank you" is the phrase you're looking for. You should be glad I caught up to you so quickly. He extends his hand with grace, and there's a part of me itching to grab it, to pull at it and literally take him down a peg, but I let the moment pass. A brawl's worn me out, and dawn's creeping up on us. I refuse his help, pushing myself up with a mix of pride and fatigue. Why don't you hold on to that stake? Consider it a memento of the time you nearly get taken out by a few hunters and needed my intervention. A slice of humble pie, if you will. I tuck the stake into my belt bag, feeling more awkward about it than I care to show. For the record, I had it under control, but wait, hunters? Of course, you didn't seriously think it was the SAD, did you? He let out a chuckle, the first one I've heard from him. It feels out of place, I think. Do not take it personally, but if it were the SAD you were up against, you'd have been taken out before you even realized that was a threat. They're too well organized, too professional. These guys, however. He sweeps his hand around, gesturing towards the fallen hunters. Well, they haven't quite mastered the element of surprise. Still, running into that many at one place. Kadir mentioned something about a locust swarm back at the Elysium, but come on. Twice in one night? There's more to that than just bad luck. Indeed. New York is nowhere near as safe as for our kind as it once was. This is not your typical hunter behavior. It's an anomaly, and its source is still unknown. Until we figure it out, I strongly advise against sprinting like a demeaned cheetah, biting whatever is within arm's reach, or showing off your unique powers. For your own safety, assume you're under constant surveillance. Choose your moments wisely. It's the second time I'm hearing this kind of warning tonight. Maybe I should actually start paying attention. And you might want to rethink your attempts to ditch me. I might not arrive in time to save you the next time you get into trouble. The next time? He seems to have me all figured out. Alright. Maybe I'm sticking with you. Might have some benefits. Am I hearing things? Or was that a compliment? Don't let it get to your head. And don't expect a repeat. Now, about that haven of yours. Where caitiffs lies low. The sun's about to rise, and I've had more than enough for one night. All I need is to sink into the deep, dark void of rest. And tonight, Patrick's haven is the place to be. So we're going up into the Bronx. The walk feels endlessly long. I try to focus on the task of locating Reynard, but my thoughts just won't line up. Definitely not a promising end to the night. Before I know it, we're already there. This is our stop. Let's head inside. Dawn is nearly upon us. He steps through the door first, but leaves it open for me. I see it as a slight sign of trust. Slight sign of trust. Or maybe I'm just too exhausted to be on the lookout for tricks. Home sweet home. Peeking into a kindred's haven is kind of like trying to read their diary, assuming they have one, of course. Our van, which I share with my crew, might tell a story of covert operations, daring escapes, and tight-knit camaraderie. For those with a flair for drama, that is. To anyone else, it might just seem like a mobile hideout for a few smugglers. Granted, I haven't exactly been a guest in many havens, but this one? It's practically shouting its love affair with books and a certain, let's say, relaxed approach to tidiness. And that Patrick probably didn't expect to have company, like, ever. Every inch of this is covered in books, papers, and random notes. A wild mosaic of ideas from the mundane to the outright unhinged. I swear there are even scribbles on napkins in the mix. Patrick seems a little bit flustered that I caught his haven in such disarray. He rushes to clear up, picking up an armful of paper along the way. Make yourself at home. The couch is all yours. At least the windows are still open, have been secured with steel shutters. All in all, the place feels rather cozy. Pretty decent haven, I think. Just a tad too lonely for my tastes. So, we're a little bit talkative, I think. So, I think we're going to ask about the papers, I think. Or maybe the book collection. Well, asking about the papers. This is just looking at the books, I think. Asking about the papers is our move. get a conversation going. What's with the paper explosion? You fancy yourself a writer or something? No. Clearly he does. The stack of papers he's clutching is kept under wraps and impossible to read, but the ones littering the rest of the space, they're up for grabs. I stretch my neck to get a closer look, ditching any attempt to be sneaky, only to find some disjointed snippets about history, voices, oracles and the like. I shoot him a disappointed frown, only to be met with his painfully blank gaze. Clearly, someone's got their poker face down pat. A history buff? Don't take this the wrong way, but you'd totally give up that vibe. Why would I take it the wrong way? He gives a casual shrug and he offers a smile in return. It's not exactly brimming with joy, but hey, I'll take what I can get. Get some rest. We've got a busy night ahead of us. It's hard to put up a fight against common sense, especially when you're running on empty. I give him a vague wave, settle onto the couch amidst a few stray papers, and let myself sink into the deep, dark void of rest. A few hours prior. The steady drone of machinery blends with the aroma of ancient dust and robust alchemy, conjuring a palatable atmosphere that teases its senses, its relentless reminder of the raw power in action, a sensation that never leaves you, no matter how far you go. It's a common theme across Tremere Labs, or did she add a personal twist just for my sake? Nah, that's beside the point. Tonight, the stakes are sky high, no room for getting sidetracked. I'm only going to ask this once. Do you understand all the specifics, correct? The procedure and the risks that come with it? My gaze drifts down to my necklace, the symbol of my cause. I nod in silent agreement. Make no mistake. Should you attempt to violate our arrangements, I have my methods to track you down. Believe me, that would be far less pleasant than what's coming next. Let's just get over with, shall we? I'm instantly hit with a pain so intense it feels like my flesh is being torn asunder. And no matter how much I try, I can't black out for even the briefest moment of blissful reprieve. My consciousness clings on as stubbornly as I am, as if it's making me pay for my plentiful sins, or paving the road for the next ones to come. But the agony is worth it, and so is the price that's coming after. Intriguing. Who was that? I don't think it was her. Perhaps it was Patrick? Who knows? But perhaps we'll find that out in the next episode. Thanks for joining me on this one, and see you then. Take care.